Hi, welcome to the Destin Business Forum, brought to you by the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Amy Perry, and our first guest is Mike Kerrigan with the Petermann Agency. Thank you for being here, Mike.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Okay. First thing, what is the Petermann Agency? I've heard the name a lot, but for those who don't know, tell us what it is.
We are a 39-year-old advertising and marketing agency working here in Fort Walton Beach and serving clients all throughout the Southeast. We handle marketing and advertising for our clients from start to finish, from marketing planning and budget planning to ad creation and branding to the execution of shooting TV commercials and producing radio spots, from kind of start to finish, full service advertising agency.
So if a new business, or any business, doesn't have to be new, but if somebody wants to kind of find out about advertising, doesn't know what their budget's going to be, or maybe their budget is small,
right.
Is the Petermann Agency somebody they should come and talk to?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a variety of clients and they all have a variety of budgets, from larger regional clients to small restaurants here in Fort Walton Beach that are just getting started out and don't have a whole lot to spend right now. And it's not so much the size of the budget, but what you do with it and how effective you can be. And a lot of times that does guide us a little bit, the budget number, on what we can do and how we can be most effective with the money. So a lot of new businesses or people who just don't feel like they have a good handle on their account, advertising and marketing, will call us up and we'll come out and talk to them a little bit about what we do, how we might be able to help them, and see if we can start building a relationship.
I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of companies are coming in and saying, okay, here are some of the traditional areas that we've been advertising in, and now there's Facebook and Twitter and all these different types of media that they may know a little bit about because their kids are on it.
Right.
But you know, what does that do for business, and how can they take advantage of that? Is that something that the Petermann Agency does as well? We
do, yeah. We do offer social media management. It's something that, you know, the marketing and advertising business is evolving. You know, 39 years ago, your options were print, TV, radio, and billboards. And while those are still good options, there are so many more things that we can do now, and so many cost-effective things. And the nice thing about social media is the interaction with fans, as they call them, or customers or potential customers. Whereas if you put up a billboard, it looks great, people are seeing it, you never really know what people think about it, and they have really no way of giving you any feedback. That's something that social media does. And we have heard a lot of that from old clients and new clients. A lot of people hear about Facebook and Twitter and say, that's something, everyone tells me we need to do that, so let's do that. What we try and tell them, and it's a great component to any campaign, but it is just a component. There's still value in TV, like there's always been. There's still value in print advertising, and if mixed properly, all those elements, including social media, is really where you'll be the most effective.
I bet you do have to have a mix, because I don't want to say older people, but people over a certain age probably aren't as into social media as, say, the younger generation.
Correct.
So I guess it depends on what you're marketing, and if you're marketing something that's going to go to, or be sold by, or be sold to, you know, everybody, then you've got to go with social media, then maybe magazines, newspapers, television.
Yeah, if you put all your eggs in one basket, you're going to be missing certain segments. So it is important to kind of look carefully at your marketing mix and how much of your marketing dollars you're putting kind of in each basket, and make sure that it all makes sense so that you know your target market and know how to hit them most effectively.
And you help the client do that?
Yes.
Do you also, do they have to come in with their ads ready or their commercials ready, or do you do that as well?
No, we'll help them from start to finish. A lot of times people will come in or we'll meet with somebody in new business and they won't have anything. They won't have a logo or a tagline or company colors, anything like that. And we'll help them from the concept stage all the way through execution.
Is it important for them to have an idea? You mentioned company colors. Is it important for them to have an idea of what they would like, or do you just help them figure all that out?
It's not necessarily that they need to have an idea of what colors or what look they'd like, but more an idea of what image or brand image they would like to project. And for that, they need to keep in mind who their target audience is, who they're trying to reach, and how they want to be perceived in the marketplace. And with that information, were able to strategize and come up with a look and a feel and a sound for their brand that'll resonate with those target customers.
It sounds like you may help businesses that have been in business for a long time sort of get organized. They may know all that, but just don't know that they know all that in the words that you're saying. So you help them get organized, and then for new businesses, you help them figure
Correct.
What those things are.
And for a lot of people, even long-established, successful businesses, maybe they never had to or never wanted to put the time into marketing, and over time, your brand and your image can kind of grow stale.
Sure.
And it needs to be refreshed, and it needs to be revamped every now and then, while sticking with the brand image, but freshening it up a little bit.
Sure,
kind of
remind people.
Remind people that you're still out there, and you're not the same company you were 50 years ago.
Still there, but not the same. Okay, so if somebody comes in and hires you to do an advertising campaign, do you have a way of telling the client whether it was successful? And I know we were talking a little bit before the show started. If it's for a specific event, they'll know whether it was successful.
Right.
Hey, you know, we got thousands more people, and they said they saw it on television or the ad on Facebook or whatever.
Sure.
But if it's more a branding campaign, how can you tell the client whether it was successful or not?
That's a little bit tougher to gauge than, say, distributing a coupon and then counting the coupons that come in.
Right.
Ultimately, the bottom line kind of tells you how you're doing, and there are a lot of factors that obviously go into that, advertising and marketing being one of them.
Sure.
But again, with the interaction that we can have with customers via new media, makes it very helpful to see kind of how we're doing, how people are reacting to changes or to a brand image. So it's a little bit more difficult to gauge than some traditional media branding campaign, but there are still ways we can keep track of it and make adjustments where necessary.
Does it take a longer time for a branding campaign to know whether that's successful?
Yes. Yeah, that's a long-term strategy. When you come out with, if you're a new business and design a logo and company colors and a tagline, it's something you want for a long time. It's not something you want to change frequently. And that does take time to resonate with people.
Sure.
And it does take longer to develop that recognition.
Okay. Mike, I feel like I've learned a lot about the Petermann Agency. It's been around for 39 years. Doesn't look a day over like 21. All right, well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will be back with Bill Lindsley from Simple HR.